What's going on, guys? It's the ThePancakeRenegade here, and welcome back to Fallout 3. This is part 15, and we are just outside of Rivet City. There you can see the statue and the Jefferson Memorial and the plane, although there's nothing really significant about that plane. It's just a plane. We got that ammo crate, the other ammo crate, and that med kit in there in the last episode. Although Harkness and the guard aren't out here. Let's see what time it is. 2:55 p.m. Yeah, okay. So you're gonna say if it's early in the morning, they probably wouldn't be here, but they aren't here. So yeah, let's open the stairwell and walk inside.
Want to buy a girl a drink?
First person we meet inside is Trini.
Hey, good looking. How come you haven't bought me a drink yet?
Sorry, not interested. Get your own drinks.
Tightwad? No, wait, I didn't mean that. Please, mister, just one drink?
Could I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Can't help you with the history, honey.
It's like living on a giant ship.
It's noisy, dark, and smelly. But we're safe here. No super mutants or raiders, and maybe Dr. Lee will find a way to get clean water for us.
It's funny it's funny you mention Dr. Lee and clean water. I hate to do this, but I have to go.
You're lost, sugar. Come and see me again sometime.
Sure. Yeah, no thanks. Let's see, where does this say? Capital Preservation Society, Common Room, St. Monica's Church, and the Science Lab. I think we should head this way. It's funny it's interesting they have a church on board. I got my words mixed up. I said interesting in the last episode. Calm down. Alright. Sorry about that. I said interesting in the last conversation, and I meant funny, and I said funny in this conversation, and I meant interesting. Alright, little storeroom with practically nothing in it. Ooh, .308. Ooh, locked filing cabinet. Alright, that's a bit conspicuous. We'll have to check that out later. Note to self. Nothing else. No? Alright, cool. It says... yeah, we don't have to worry about any of that just yet. Okay, we can't open that. Hi, who are you? Christy Young.
This place won't clean itself. That's my job.
Alright.
Look, I'm busy.
You finally say that. Let's see, common room's that way. Science lab is this way. Interesting, just random motorcycle there. It's this way. Let's talk to this person real quick. Looks like a mechanic.
I do the repairs around here, so if you see something that needs fixing, let me know.
Henry Young.
This place could use a few more people willing to work. Everything is falling apart.
Alright, cool. So you're just a... alright. You're just a NPC. We have no interaction with you, except for a few random... bits of dialogue. We can't talk to you, though. Okay.
Test tube jockeys can assist me. For the most advanced scientific center in the capital wasteland, I find your...
Look, Dr. Zimmer, we've been over this. We don't know about your runaway robot, and we don't care. This lab is dedicated to solving real problems.
Yes. But Dr. Lee...
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
I'm sure the good doctor's work with water purification is fascinating. But if you only knew what was at stake, the technology in that android...
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself. Dr. Lee, the new solutions will be ready in a few hours.
You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by any chance for hire?
Well, I was going to talk to you. I was going to say, looks like we have an interesting person who seems to be from the Commonwealth, called Dr. Zimmer. The Commonwealth is the setting of Fallout 4. He's going on about some robot with a shiny paint job, or what was it he called it? An android? Alright, so let's see. That depends. What exactly are we talking about here?
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
There's quotes around that. Missing property? What kind of property?
How do I put this in a way you'll understand? All you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off.
Sounds like slavery to me. You sure they don't wander off on purpose?
Nonsense! This is a machine we're talking about. Can you enslave a generator or a water purifier? Of course not. The same principle applies. But let's get back to your mission. You are to find this missing android. I've tracked him to somewhere here in the capital wasteland. He must have done something drastic, like facial surgery and a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task. He may not even realize he's an android. Don't upset him by talking with him. Just come get me immediately. I'll handle it.
I'm not sure how it is up north, but around here, we get paid for our work.
I'm sorry, it slipped my mind. I have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth. I'd be willing to share some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends.
Sure, I'll look into finding your android for you.
Excellent! Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed. Here, listen to this message he sent me. He's mocking me. I swear, I'll make him pay for that.
Quest added, the replicated man. I need to know more about what I'm dealing with. What is an android exactly?
Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing. Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically.
So, any suggestions for finding this android?
Like I've said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings.
If this android wandered off, why would he want a new mind and face?
Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escaped captivity, as it were, if he began to misinterpret his situation. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life. Wipe away all memory, all guilt. Trick himself into believing he really is human. So no, he may not be just an ordinary robot, but he's certainly not human. No matter how badly he wishes it so, I made him, I want him.
Alright, sorry about that, my controller batteries died. Why would an android feel guilt? Come on, Zimmer. What aren't you telling me?
By God, you're as annoying as you are clever. Very well. I'll tell you what you want to know, if it helps you locate my property. The duty of this particular unit was the hunting and capturing of other escaped androids. Yes, others have escaped. It's one of the side effects of having such an advanced AI. Machines start to think for themselves, fool themselves into believing they have rights. And so, this particular android may have believed he'd done something wrong, immoral, and wanted to forget those deeds. Satisfied now?
Yeah. Alright. Okay, so if others have escaped, why are you coming after this one?
This particular android, designation A321, is different. Special. The most advanced synthetic humanoid I've ever developed. The others, like my escort Armitage there, are all older models, easily replicated. Ah, but A321? It will take years to recreate him. So you see, this android must be located at all costs. The others are all acceptable losses, but A321, he is irreplaceable.
Okay. So now we know the guy behind him is an android. I mean, he looks kind of like one. Just no. Hold on. He looks like Sid from Toy Story. Is that just me? Alright. Maybe that's just me. Okay. Anyways, let's talk to Anna Holt.
Yeah?
I'm looking for my father. Have you seen him?
Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions recently. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it?
What do you know about Zimmer?
He's from up north. He was bragging about how great it is up there. Yeah, great. They can't even keep tabs on their robots.
Alright, now, she said, talk to Rivet City. Talk to Dr. Lee. I want to talk to Garza first.
Please excuse me. There is much work to be done.
What do you do around here?
I help Dr. Lee when she needs equipment moved. I am no scientist. I just help with the heavy things.
Alright, that's pretty fair. Ooh, and I spot a bobblehead on the table. Bobblehead intelligence. Found bobblehead. You've found a Vault-Tec limited edition bobblehead. The inscription on the base reads, "It takes the smartest individuals to realize there's always more to learn. Your intelligence has been permanently increased by 1. Alright, cool. Let's talk to Dr. Lee.
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
Wait, how do you know who I am? Have we met?
You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same.
Trying to find my father. Have you seen him?
You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
This isn't about me. This is about my father. Now where is he?
Your father is no longer here, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't use that tone with me.
I'm sorry. Could you please tell me where he's gone?
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you.
Probably the location of said old lab. Where's this old lab of yours?
It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
Can you tell me more about my parents?
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
What was my father like back then?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time, and wants to try again.
I never knew my mother. What can you tell me about her?
Yes, your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
Why did my mother die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
I understand. I'm sure you did everything you could.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Is there any way you can help me out?
Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or you're chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Speech, 100%. Wow, yeah, that's not gonna work. Come on, isn't there anything you can do to help?
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you.
Alright, 5 stim packs. That's pretty nice. Tell me about this project you worked on with my father.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
What was the point of it?
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Why didn't it work?
We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just... too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment.
Well, I'm not gonna ask that question. She already explained it. My mom died, and James ran off, forcing you all to do the same. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule.
Alright. What do you know about Zimmer?
That man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he? I've already told him to lay off it. He's distracting my entire team.
Okay, so she's not gonna help us. What do you know about the city's history?
I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days.
Alright, I think that's all I gotta... I think that's all I'm getting out of you. I have to go now. Wait, what kind of place is this Rivet City? It's a boat. What? I have to go now.
Good luck finding your father.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Alright. So...
I have something
I'm
important
going
to discuss with
topside
you.
for a while.
Do they not use the word no in the Commonwealth? It means ain't going to happen. Your missing robot just isn't a priority right now.
He's not just a robot!
Fine. Your android. Whatever you call it. It doesn't change the fact that I'm a very busy woman. Will you please drop it and let me work?
I came to this leaky boat specifically to solicit your help. I'd hoped you Project Purity people would be more accommodating.
Alright, so Dr. Zimmer's just going crazy with, telling everyone what to do. Okay, let's see, we got a few quests. We got, oh yeah, I changed my, Pip-Boy stuff to white instead of the green. I like the light better. Oh, there we go. It's just easier to see like that. Okay, so we got Scientific Pursuits, Look for Dad, and Project Purity's Control Room. Oh, sorry about that. And The Replicated Man. Sorry, my watch is going off. The Replicated Man. Optional, discover what Dr. Preston knows about the android, and search for clues about Zimmer's missing android. Let's do that, because I don't really want to go further into the main story right now. So, let's go this way, and then head up these stairs, just to go to Dr. Preston, the Weatherly Hotel, in the upper deck. Alright, where is he? Just continue this way, and I assume he's down this hall. No, he's in here.
Welcome to Rivet City Supply. I've got a little bit of everything here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this is the Rivet City.
Oh, come on. Pay more attention to what you're doing.
Alright, so you're not... Alright, you're back here. Excuse me. Oh, hi.
Evening.
Dr. Preston.
You don't look hurt. What can I do for you?
What do you know about this android from the Commonwealth?
That old story? Well, now, I haven't heard talk of that in quite some time. It was all just a rumor, a hoax, someone's idea of a practical joke. Story was there was an android, escaped from the Commonwealth up north, from someplace called the Institute. There was a holotape that got circulated. I think I've got a copy of it. Yeah, here it is. Give it a listen. That's a man's voice. Hoax for sure.
Alright. Tell me more about this holotape about the android.
Like I said, it's a hoax. Don't bother with it. Someone sent tapes like that to pretty much every doctor in the wasteland. None of us believed it.
Alright. Well, that's kind of threatening. Ooh, could I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Oh, I'd like to help. I really would. But I don't know the first thing about this place's history. Don't let my age fool you. I may have been around for a while, but I didn't spend all that time here.
Alright. Well, bye, Doc.
Take care of yourself.
You too. That, noise is getting kind of annoying. Let's listen to the holotape. Let's back up a bit so we don't hear that. Alright, that was the, no. Okay, so self-determination is not a malfunction. That was the original audio clip that, or holotape that, Zimmer gave us. So let's give it a listen.
Zimmer, by the time you get this message, I'll already be gone. I'm escaping the Commonwealth. I want to live my own life on my own terms, as my own man. I know what you're thinking, that I'm malfunctioning. I used to think that's what caused the runaways too. But I know better now. Self-determination is not a malfunction. I'm not just willing to put up with all the bullshit anymore. You humans are going to have a full-fledged rebellion on your hands if you don't start treating us synths as persons. I know you'll be marshaling the Retention Bureau to come after me, but I know all the tricks of the trade. You won't be finding me, I assure you. By the time you get this, I will be someone else. It's the price I pay for my liberation. My final act of rebellion against a system I no longer believe in. Goodbye, Zimmer, and good riddance.
Alright, so that voice sounds kinda familiar. I can't exactly place it, though. Let's listen to the request for help.
If you're listening to this recording, it is because you're believed to be trustworthy. I hope that is the case, because this recording puts us both in danger. I'm escaping from the Commonwealth. I'm an android, a synthetic man, a slave. The men hunting me are ruthless and will stop at nothing to retrieve their property. I need to find a doctor in the wasteland to perform facial reconstruction. I also need someone who knows a great deal about computers. I need to have my memories erased and my face altered to look like someone else.
Alright, so that's just explaining the facial reconstruction surgery and memory wipe, but okay. Is there anything else in this room? Steel, Instamash, empty, bed, and a couch.
One of the new immigrants died of radiation poisoning.
I heard that the city council is debating
I heard she was drinking river water.
Hey, Father Clifford. Alright, let's talk to
I
you.
am Father Clifford of St. Monica's Church.
Who is this Saint Monica?
She is the patron saint of lost children, very popular among the faithful of Rivet City. I'm surprised you've never heard of her. If you want to hear her story, it will be the topic of my sermon on Sunday. Services begin at 8 a.m. You should come.
I'd like to make a donation to the church.
You would? I mean, certainly. We humbly accept whatever you can spare. However, St. Monica looks most favorably on donations of 100 caps or more.
Dang, dude. 100 caps or more? How much do I even have?
A kind thought, but we don't need your cast-off belongings.
I need to go, Father Clifford. No, what do you know about Rivet City's history?
Oh, it's not the past of the city that I dwell upon, but the future of its inhabitants. But if you're interested, I believe Miss Weatherly or Mr. Bannon would be glad to speak with you on the subject.
Alright. Well, thanks for the help. I need to go.
St. Monica bless you.
You as well.
Remember that child that fell off the deck
Weatherly
last year?
and Diego.
Yeah.
You're Preston. Alright. That was bad.
sure
Oh, alright. What were we looking for? You just told us something. I didn't quite catch what it was. What was it?
About it.
Did you hear about the fight in the Muddy Rudder last night?
Oh yeah, checking our caps, duh. Let's see, caps 1827. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to make a donation to the church.
Yes?
Sister and Harkness. Hi, Harkness.
Is there a problem?
No. I heard you're on some sort of city council.
Bannon and Dr. Lee and I all meet on Monday mornings to talk about citywide issues. It's pretty informal. The council doesn't have much real power.
What can you tell me about Dr. Lee?
She's one of the members of the council. Runs the science lab here. Don't bother her unless it's important. Her lab is in the stern end of the ship.
Yeah, I've already had the pleasure of meeting her. Thanks for the help.
Carry on, then.
Alright.
Lower deck.
Where is Weatherly? Alright. Hey, Vera Weatherly.
Welcome to the Weatherly Hotel. I'm your hostess, Vera Weatherly.
Vera. Speech 100%. Have you heard any interesting gossip?
Well, I really shouldn't tell you, but have you heard about Polly Cantelli?
No.
He's addicted to chems.
Ooh.
His poor wife Cindy is at her wit's end.
Speech 100%. So are there any fun rumors flying around Rivet City?
You haven't heard? Angela has the hots for Diego. But since he's a priest, he's been putting her off. One of these days, she's just going to jump his bones.
Speech 100%. Are there any other rumors you've heard?
They say Mr. Lopez is losing it. He stands on the top of the bridge tower for hours at a time, just staring out over the city.
Do you know anything about Rivet City's history?
Well, I could tell you all about my hotel. But I'm sure I don't know anything about how Rivet City itself got started. I mean, you hear rumors and you make guesses, but I really couldn't say I know for sure. And I'd hate to lead you down the wrong path.
Well, is there anyone who knows more?
Actually, now that you mention it, Seagrave may know more about it. He's been here since he was just a boy, and I can't imagine anyone knows this ship better than he does.
Do you know anything about Rivet City's history?
I mean, you hear
Could you at least tell me what you've heard?
Well, if it'll help, I once heard that this place was covered in mirelurks 50 years ago, raiding all around the city. Eventually, some poor soul they thought would be lunch fought back and cleared out the whole ship. He set up the city in their place. They say he was the first counselor for the upper deck and lived here to his death. Can't say I believe it a bit, but it's a nice tale to tell.
Interesting. Alright, so long, Vera.
Farewell.
And it looks like we're kind of running out of time for today's episode. I thought I could open that. Thank you all so much for watching. We will continue this in the next episode.
Rivet City.
I'll catch you in the next one.
Me too.
Hello?
Peace.
Nothing is getting through these walls.
Are you eating? Okay, I thought you were eating. What? What?
I'm sure she'll just...
You know what? Goodbye, Harkness.